And like Krishna, they also had horns. They had flutes. So apparently Krishna's not the only one in Vrindavan with a flute. And they had sticks for controlling the calves. Shepherd sticks or cowherd sticks. Krishna has a stick downstairs too, doesn't he? And it's made of silver, but of course Krishna's stick actually is made of a branch of a tree, artfully chosen and polished, and you can just imagine what a beautiful stick Krishna must have. I remember in the art department I was lucky to be summoned to paint pictures for Krishna in Los Angeles in 75, 76, and there was an enormous panic really to paint lots and lots of pictures to catch up with Prabhupada with the publishing, because we were way behind. And so we had this sort of assembly line producing paintings at breakneck speed. Normally a painting would take one of these pictures, that you see in the Bhagavatam. In those days, it took about a month, each picture. Some of them might take longer. And there were one or two artists that were fast, and they might do it in 2 weeks. But normally about a month. But we were having to churn out these paintings at a tremendous speed. So we did that, and we caught up. And we were then actually in the unusual position that we were waiting for Prabhupada, or at least for the editorial department to produce the next set of translations, the next piece of the Bhagavatam. And at that time, Prabhupada had reached the 6th canto of the Bhagavatam. And so we did the paintings for that. But then we finished, and we were waiting for whatever came next. So we were told, we had quite an organised structure there. There were 7 or 8 of us artists, including Parikshit, who's still a very prominent artist, and also Jadharani, who's now, she's generally known as Shamarani, but Jadharani was absolutely brilliant artist, still is, I think. Actually, those are Jadharani's pictures now. So we were told, anyhow, we had our sort of art department had a meeting, and we were told, well, as soon as you've caught up, we know that over the horizon is the 10th canto, and the 10th canto is the biggest of all the cantos, 95 chapters, and we really want to have fantastic paintings for the 10th canto. So all of you we were each given the freedom to choose. You can choose anything you like. You just choose a pastime from the 10th canto, and you can paint it. Well, I remember that for some reason I chose the pastime of Sudama. No, not Sudama. Krishna's, yes, it was Sudama, who went to Gurukul with Krishna when he was young.
Yep.
Is that Sudama? Yeah. And there was that story of how he and Krishna got lost in the forest. There was a great storm. So I chose that, and I made that painting. But Murlidhar, he chose exactly this verse here. Because it's such an extraordinary description that Krishna going out in the morning to out into the fields, and the Bhagavatam says that there were hundreds and thousands of groups of calves, and there were hundreds of thousands of cowherd boys. So Murlidhar was trying to think, how do we paint this? And so he did. He came up with a painting. I suppose it must be here in this volume. In the foreground, he had Krishna and I don't say it here. Anyway, it does appear somewhere. In the foreground, he had Krishna and Balaram and a few of their friends, and then behind them, just disappearing off to the horizon. Hundreds and thousands of cowherd boys and calves. And it was Muladhar, a very, very expert artist. And he told me once around, he said, I've discovered the secret of how to paint the perfect picture. With every brushstroke, you chant the Maha Mantra. So that's what he was doing. He was going, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. All day long, he was chanting the Maha Mantra while he was painting the pictures. I don't know how long he managed to keep that up, but that was the consciousness. So if you do find that painting, it's this vista of.
It's in Prabhupada's room in Vrindavan, by the door.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Muladhar's attempt to conceive of the inconceivable, which is the unlimited associates of Krishna and Vrindavan. So they're all equipped with their lunch bags, bugles, flutes and sticks. And then today's verse. Along with the cowherd boys and their own groups of calves, Krishna came out with an unlimited number of calves assembled. Then all the boys began to sport in the forest in a greatly playful spirit. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. See, that's an old version, so it won't be on that. I think. In this verse, the words Krishna Vatsaya Asankyatai are significant. The word Asankyata means unlimited. Krishna's calves were unlimited. We may speak of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions, trillions, tens of trillions, and so on. But when we go further to speak of numbers impossible for us to count, we are speaking of unlimited numbers. Such unlimited numbers are indicated here by the word asankyatai. Krishna is unlimited. His potency is unlimited. His cows and calves are unlimited, and his space is unlimited. Therefore, he is described in Bhagavad Gita as Parabrahman. The word Brahman means unlimited. The word Brahman means unlimited. And Krishna is the supreme, unlimited Parabrahman. Therefore, we should not consider the statements of this verse to be mythological. They are factual, but inconceivable. Krishna can accommodate an unlimited number of calves and an unlimited measurement of space. This is neither mythological nor false. But if we study Krishna's potency with our limited knowledge, that potency will never be possible to understand. Atak Sri Krishna Namadi Nabhave Grayam Indrai. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 12109. Our senses cannot perceive how he could keep an unlimited number of calves and cows and have unlimited space in which to do so. This is answered in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Evam Prabho Priyanam cha Dhamnascha Samayasya cha Avichincha Prabhavatvad Atra Kinchid Tadurgatam. Sri Sanatana Goswami in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita states that since everything about Krishna is unlimited, nothing is impossible for him. It is in this sense